welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamara Jordan, Tammy Turns Pages. I'm so glad that you are here and that you clicked on today's video. This is kind of a fun way to start a video. It is Saturday morning. Don't mind my little patches. I'm having a little bit of a breakout because it is that time of the month. So that's a fun way to start. I plan on reading, well, initially I wanted to do like a library series or a library like reading video, which that's what this video is going to be. I have a bunch of library books that I've checked out and I want to read them for this video. I don't know how long this is going to take, maybe 5 days, something like that. So today is Saturday. I've already started one of the books and then I just finished it now. That's why I'm talking to you. But let me show you the lineup of books that I do want to read. So these are the books that I want to read for this vlog. Little Eve, Knock Knock Open Wide, maybe if I get to it. There's also Hex. I also have Hex too, so I could switch them one or the other out. We'll see if I get to them. Rest and Be Thankful is the one I just finished. Paradise Rot, and then The Grip of It. So, The Grip of It, Paradise Rot. This is the one I just finished, Rest and Be Thankful. Knock Knock Open Wide or Hex, because I have that book too. And Little Eve. These are all of my plans. Wanted to give you just like a quick review of the first one that I read that you will have seen me already read, which is Rest and Be Thankful. So this follows our main character. She is a pediatric nurse and she's seeing and dealing with a lot of like really hard things, you know, like babies that are very sick, babies that are dying, and she starts to kind of she starts to go kind of into like a spiral. She is definitely burnt out and in her career and just like in all the things that like when you're dealing with that much trauma and that much emotional like traumatic events that are happening every single day, then yeah, you start being a little bit traumatized. But so she's dealing with some trauma, but she starts to see things that are possibly not there. And it causes her to question reality and also to question her sanity. And this happens after a pretty traumatic event happens for her. And, you know, some of the people that she works with. So it just sparks this whole like revelation. It's making her really question her, like what she wants to do, if this is the right path for her. It's making her question her relationship with her partner, because some things are happening there as well with her partner. And it's just like, it's kind of like a culmination of a bunch of things happening at once, and she's just kind of fully breaking down. So I did like this book. I probably would say I gave it 3 stars. It was very short. I think about a little bit over 200 pages. Let's see, we are, oh, not even. So the last page is 135. So 135 pages. It was blurbed by George Saunders, and I didn't know that until I saw it. And I don't like his writing. Sorry, guys, if you do. I tried to read Lincoln in the Bardo, and it wasn't my thing. Way too many characters. I thought it was just a mess. I thought it was a mess. So I actually DNF'd it. I couldn't handle it. So when he blurbed it, I was like, oh no. And this wasn't terrible. Again, this was mostly one character that we're following, so it wasn't like that. But it kind of did have the same kind of, I don't even know how to explain it. Just like almost like fantasy, fevery dream, fantasy-esque kind of thing, which I usually like, but I don't know. I just don't like George Saunders. And when I see that things are blurred by another author that I did not have luck with, I get a little bit like, ooh. But this wasn't terrible. It was mid, 3 stars. I think I'm going to move on to Paradise Rot. This is a funny little one because This one came broken. So all these pages are out. Yeah, so I don't know why they gave me this library book. I'm not sure if they know this is like this. I can't imagine they wouldn't know that. But anyway, I don't know anything about this. I know it's very quick. I think it's like under 200 pages, like the last one. It's a quick one, and yeah, I'm excited to get into it. I know people really like this book a lot, and it has gotten really good reviews. I might just listen to the audiobook for this one just because this is it's just annoying. I forgot to say that yesterday after work, I went to Dutch Bros and I got a pumpkin spice chai for me for today, and it's delicious. And then I also got my husband a Campen cold brew, which is his favorite. So at least I have that. That's fun. It looks like it's gonna rain. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think we have any rain in the forecast, but it's very like overcast and cloudy and I don't know, just like dark, which is kind of a vibe for this video. I was able to finish this crazy book, The Crazy Pages, Paradise Rot. And yeah, I think I forgot to tell you, or maybe I haven't told you already, but I'm trying to read books from the library for this library series that are all like spooky or kind of like fall or like haunted or witchy, just like kind of fall vibes. So that's why I picked these particular books. I don't know if you probably guessed when you saw the list of books, but anyway, so I was able to finish Paradise Rot. This book follows basically two main characters, Joe and Carol, I think. Carol. Joe is Norwegian, and she's going to, or goes to Australia to, I don't know, I think just to live and to spend time there. She finds Australia pretty different than Norway. No, I said Norwegian way. Very different from Norway. Just the food, the people, the culture. She's trying to like acclimate. She's trying to like get the lay of the land and like find her people, and you know how you feel when you move to a new, place or city or whatever. So she's just trying to do that, and she meets Corral. Corral is kind of like in a temporary situation. She was the owner of like a bar or something. And I think it closes, so she's doing some temporary work, and she also needs a new roommate, and Joe decides to room with her, and they kind of become entangled and start a relationship, and then, but also like bisexual as well, because they're also, and it's also kind of polyamory as well too, because they're also like involved with someone else too. So there's a lot going on. There was a lot of talk of, I didn't know this at the time, but there's a lot of like talk about this book and like how often they reference peeing and like peeing on things and like pee in general, and like just a lot of pee in this book, and I can attest to that. There is a lot of pee in this book, but there's also just like a lot of fluids in this book. There's like talk of like saliva and spit and like almost like juice and just it's just very like a juicy book. I don't know. Oh my God, it's just very like, you know, a lot of orifices too. So there's talking about like holes and body parts and like tongues and just like lots of like wet and just, yeah, it's a lot. And then they talk about this house that they move into, the one that she needed, that Corral needed a roommate for. They're living in this house, and the house kind of has a hold on these two characters and kind of this starts to distort their reality in a way, and like it's like a safe haven, but also like their worst nightmare in a way, because it's like starts to control them and control like their wants and their needs and their feelings, and then it starts to just kind of enmesh them and make them like way more entangled than they need to be. I don't want to go into too much because it is very short, but this was an interesting read. It was very fever dream, if you like that sort of thing, which I usually do. This is just very, like I said, very like, it's a moist book. It's a moist, wet, juicy book. So if you're into that, I think I would give this 3-star just because of the length of it. It was pretty short, so I was able to get through it pretty fast. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next one. I think I'm gonna try and do Little Eve. I think I'm gonna try to do Little Eve, which this is by Caution Ward. I read only one other Caution Ward book, which was that, I don't remember the name of it, but it was like giving Psycho vibes, The House on Neela Street. And I think I put that in my recommendation video for like fall books. So I'm excited to get into this one. I know people really love the writing of this author for sure. I loved The House on Neela Street. So yeah, I'm excited to give this one a shot. Good morning. It is the next day, and I wanted to share where I was at in Little Eve by Caution Ward. So yesterday I started it and I got pretty far. I've been reading a little bit this morning as well, which you will have seen. I think I ended, they don't have chapter numbers, they just have chapter titles. So I don't remember where I ended, but I think I was in like 1917 or 1916 where I ended last night. And now I'm on page 191, 1931, Dinah. So I've made a lot of progress. I only have about this much left. I have made a lot of progress. So I wanted to give you a little update on what's happening so far. So we're following basically our two main characters, Eve and Dinah. In this story, this takes place in a very small Scottish town. Think like Scottish Moors kind of, but like, you know, seaside, very rugged terrain, rocky cliffs. The homes look like this. They're on the cliff sides and the houses are crumbling because the sea is so turbulent and the winds and the storms are happening daily. So it's very dark, it's very rich, it's very atmospheric, very oppressive, very heavy, very deep, right? So that is the atmosphere of the story, and it goes along with the actual storyline, which is perfect. It works really well. It's also kind of foggy here today too, so I was like, oh yeah, this is a vibe. I think I was reading this yesterday when it was foggy too, wasn't I? I don't remember, but I think I was. Anyway, so Eve and Dinah, they're both living kind of in this small town with, you know, some other people, but they're living together, and they are experiencing things. Well, okay, so in the beginning, something happens. It's called a slaughterhouse murder. It's not really a spoiler. It's in the beginning. It talks about it. But basically, it is Eve and Dinah. They are both in this isolated house. I think it's this one here. And they are basically in this house when everybody gets murdered. And it points to one of them. We don't know who did it or if either one of them did it or what caused this to happen. So then we cut to, like, we're going back and forth kind of in this storyline. But then we start following their storyline and what had led to these possible murders, I guess. A lot of this is steeped in cult, like cult history, cult lore, kind of. This is very, they're basically all in this small town. They are being told by their leader, who's called Uncle, that everybody on the outside is bad and the world is crumbling, and that's why they're experiencing all these like catastrophic things, like I said, like the storms and what have you, and everything is corrupt and a new world needs to start, and they have to be good. They have to follow his rules and his choices or they'll be punished, which happens in this book. And they are also like psychologically kind of tortured in a way too, because they are just trying to make sure that they're following his teachings and staying pure and staying true to what Uncle is telling them to do. They both experience Uncle and the otter, which is, it was called the adder, which is this kind of like serpent-like thing that is connected to the Uncle and to this cult. And they are both experiencing it in different ways. One of them is a lot more, I would say, rebellious, and then the other one is trying to follow all of the rules that the otter or adder and Uncle sets for her. This is interesting so far. This is definitely not a horror. I thought this was going to be more like horror, you know. This is more psychological. It's more eerie and ominous. It's like I said, dealing with cults. So this is definitely a cult horror book. If you are into that, you know, this might be the one for you. But I do have about, I would say maybe 60 pages left, something like that. So I'm almost done. I will probably finish this book tonight, and I'll give you a little bit of a review tomorrow. I think I wanted to try and read one more book. I think I was trying to read The Grip of It or Hex, which are over here, and I might do that after I'm done with this one. So if I finish this today, I'll start the next one, but if not, we'll see what happens. So that's where I'm at, and yeah, it's interesting so far. It's feeling kind of like maybe 3.5, 3.75. Good morning. So I was able to finish Little Eve by Catriona Ward, and I wanted to give you a final review. I did really enjoy this book. It was very atmospheric, very spooky, moody. You're trying to solve this, like, it's almost like a mystery, basically. You're trying to solve this mystery of that beginning slaughterhouse murder that happens right in the beginning of this book. And I just thought it did a really good job at coming full circle in the story, and just like the motivations of the characters, they were very well explained by the end of the book. This would probably be a 3.75, maybe 4-star. I did really enjoy it. I did like The House on Needless Street a little bit better, but in general, this author, she does write really slow burn, like thrillers, mysteries, and horror. Like, it's not revealed, even though the book is not that long, it's just things aren't revealed till like right at the end. So she's really making you work for it and get into the storyline, which I actually enjoy. But you know, I felt like at times this book was a little slow, but I did really enjoy this book. So I will probably continue reading her works, because every single time I read it, they're like 4 or above. Like I said, this is probably like a 3.5, no, 3.75 or a 4. And House on Needless Street, I think I gave that like a 4.5 or 5. I'm not sure. It was a couple years ago I read it. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here. I was gonna read Hex or The Grip of It, and I decided I think this book is the last book I'm gonna read, only because I am making another video and it is extremely long, and I just don't want to keep making these super long videos. So I will read probably those books maybe in another video or on my own, whatever. But if you liked this video, if you liked my content, if you liked just, I don't know, spending time with me, please don't hesitate to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Also, let me know if you like longer videos or shorter videos. I don't know. I'm a different person, so I sometimes, depending on the creator, will like to watch a long video from one creator, but then like a different creator, they have like really short videos, and so I'll watch like a bunch of the short videos from that creator. I try to keep mine around like 20 to 23 minutes, but sometimes they go longer. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.